Yeah, 9 points. They've given us 20 grand more because I think we lost a bunch from the fuel that was in the tank.
Yeah.
But other than that, it should... I'm in. Other than that, it should be good to rock and roll.
Yeah, that all sounds right.
I need to drive this thing and see what speed it does. But
Yeah.
can we make it daytime because it's middle of the night for me?
And for me. Sleeping?
I'll do.
Okay.
I need to chuck a splash of fuel in this so we can see what it does.
Put the battery on.
So, do you want me to bring a fuel load down to the dock?
If you don't mind doing it again.
I don't know if I've got a second ship anymore.
Yeah, it's still spawned in the oil. I've spawned at the oil refinery.
Oh, okay.
We are where we were at 4:10.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how far back it went.
4:10. I must have saved it since then. Oh, that was the end of the first session, wasn't it?
It was the end of the stream and you hadn't saved it.
Yeah, it's
Glad I've got autosave, Capo.
Oh. That's almost mean at this point. Yeah, if you don't mind bringing that load down again, then go for it. But maybe just, you know, don't worry about...
Yeah, I'm not going to worry about spy cakes.
Yeah. Ignore spy cakes. Just come straight here with... I think we've got 7,000 here. So you need 19 if you want to fill it.
You could load up, bring it down, then Whiteland can despawn it for you. Then.
Yeah, that could be what happens.
I think that could be what happens if someone wants to pull his hair out.
If you want to hear a grown man cry live on stream, that'll be what had happened.
Right, it's loading up a splash of fuel here. Right, so, what's the generator showing?
It's not loading.
What?
It's not loading fuel.
No, that's fine. I'm disconnected.
Oh, okay.
Keep your eye at the back on the battery level and the generator underneath.
Okay.
Because that's what I want to know, if anything's going on there.
Battery's 0.99, generator's 0 currently. I thought you had more than one battery.
Didn't I put a button in for the instrument light?
Not that
Is
I
there a button at
remember.
the back for instrument light?
No.
Or did I just drive that off the breaker? Okay. Anyway, let's see how the gear... Oh, I've still got the scuba outfit on. Oh my god.
Yeah, and I've got the bay, which you need to turn it off.
That's full tilt without any gears. That's within 30 knots without any gear ratios whatsoever. That's 18 RPS.
Is this on the big prop still?
That's a single prop. No gear ratios, 30 knots, 18 RPS.
Before you try any gears, why don't you turn the azimuth on?
See if you get a boost.
Yeah.
Try it. Not really.
Battery's down to 0.98.
Okay.
No, don't get any boost out of that.
Is it actually under the water? Because you've got quite a bit of nose lift.
Yeah, it's definitely way in the water.
Okay.
Put the bow thruster on again. Yeah, it's spinning up very, very slowly. Is that on full?
Yeah, that's full. 1.0.
Have you seen how slow that turns?
That's not right. That's not got full power.
That's not powered. That's just being turned by the waves currently.
What the heck?
That's not powered.
Right, I'm gonna go for second gear anyway.
Yep.
Just in clutch. Okay, that feels like the ratio's the wrong way to me.
That
It's
feels
so
like...
weird.
Yeah, it's weird. Might be that you have to turn one of the gearboxes around and get more RPS rather than more speed. Or get more speed rather than more RPS, depending on how you've got them set.
Uh-oh, we're about to run out of fuel.
No,
Well, the battery's down to 0.
all you need is a boat full of fuel. Oh wait.
Well, rip. Hmm.
So, need to check the wiring for the bow thruster.
Might want to teleport yourself back.
Yeah, I'm going to. Oh,
My game just crashed.
mine too.
So I teleport the vehicle back and it crashes your game.
I think the lag of you loading back with the boat, it didn't like it.
Ay, ay, ay.
It's the connection in this peer-to-peer multiplayer, it doesn't like it. Can't wait till they fix dedicated.
I'm really concerned because I just about powered up the boat and slammed it in reverse as it threw me out of the game, and I'm worried that it's now gallivanting 26,000 litres of fuel just into nowhere.
Oh god.
Well, the worst case scenario, I can load it back from 5 minutes ago. Do you lose anything if you move back to the workshop? So if you're running it in like an advanced mode where you've got limited fuel turned on, yes. If you don't have limited fuel turned on, when you spawn a vehicle, it spawns with a load of fuel. Okay.
Fingers crossed.
That is going to there, which is not the right place. That explains why.
Hey, where's Sean gone?
Was he gone?
Hey, it's not in the skip anymore.
I have no idea. Front ballast pumps. I think the fluid. Wait a minute. No, that's connected to the master circuit breaker. Yeah, the ballast pumps here are connected to the front ballast pump. This is one of the reasons why I like putting relays in, and I wish I'd have done it from the start now, because you can see how hard this is on a big vessel. If I had a relay down here, I could see what was connected to it. Alright, Jaws, have a good one.
Is someone
Electric
messing around with
motor.
the hose at your end, Paul, or is that... Can I hear that?
No, it's like them playing with the hose.
You see the master battery is definitely connected. The master circuit breaker is definitely connected to the electric motor. And to the
Happy anniversary, Nutter.
I have just noticed I've left these in.
So I don't quite know what to say. The boat, I don't believe, is moving, but I've had to jump to spy cakes in order to be able to actually live, because it keeps spawning me under the engine.
Oh dear. Do you have something you can drive back from Spycakes to the boat?
Well, I do, but it's not going to help, is it?
Would it be better at this point for me to just load that save in again then? Because, like, I'm not going to lose anything. I've got my vehicle saved.
Well, the option for me is either swim 2.2k or you reload the save.
Well, hang on, why can't you boat to the boat?
I can boat to the boat, but when I boat to the boat, we're then going to have a boat left.
The max value needs to be
That's fine, you
100.
can leave a boat
Oh.
out there. When you're done bringing the other boat back, then you can just go and take that one back to the workshop.
What, this?
No, because then I've got
100?
to fuel
Why
it
100?
from Spy Cakes, and Paul will have to come and do it because he's the only one that actually can.
Yeah.
Can we reset the save to be a pain?
Sounds
it's
like
fine
that's
by
the
me.
easier option.
Okay, I'm going to main menu.
Yeah, I'm already out.
Yeah, do you like swimming, Tommy? I mean, would you swim 2.2k?
What, IRL? No.
Not even for a Jaffa cake.
Definitely 100% not for a Jaffa cake.
Possibly only getting a throttle increase of 1, not 100.
What about 2 Jaffa cakes?
You know how you are with Brussels sprouts, Paul? I'm like that with Jamie Jaffa cakes.
We're loaded.
I just got to go and check on dinner again, and I shall be back.
We just make it daylight. Done. Did it before you guys got in. Yay. So Jack,
Gone a bit peaked on.
I'm trying to work out this thruster thing.
Bow thruster.
Yeah. So the electric engine, I'm just driving that from a throttle which has a value of 0 to 1, is that correct?
You only need it to go forwards. One thing though, what kind of pivot is that? If you click on it with the select tool, what's it called?
Well, this worked when I tested it. Do you remember?
No.
Watch this. I'm going to spawn it. Are you here in the game?
Yeah, stood at the dock.
Right, so in the game, without even starting the engine, if I put the thruster... You sit in the pilot seat and then use the external camera to have a look at what the thruster's doing.
I would, but it's a bit shallow here. Okay, I can see it.
But if I turn this thing on, does it start spinning?
Oh, it is actually working. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
powered.
Saying if I move the azimuth to left, it physically starts moving the boat.
Yeah. So I guess it's just so underpowered that when we were moving forwards, it couldn't fight the current.
Yeah, I think maybe just the forward thrust of the boat was stopping it from spinning or something. But it does work.
The boat was going so fast already that that bow thruster wasn't adding any more speed.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that works fine. It was just confusing because of that.
The thing that's really bugging me is these gear ratios.
Yeah. Try turning the gearboxes around.
What, go for more torque?
Yeah. Just see what it does. So instead of facing the way they're facing, yeah, just switch them.
You really think it's going to make a difference, though?
I don't know, some people say it does. I usually always have them facing the engine and it works fine, but some people say it makes a difference. So it's something to try.
So it didn't work because I'm now under the deck again.
Maybe it's beyond full speed when you're at max. You're under the deck again.
Yeah. So I'm having to go back to Spy Cakes to get a boat to then go back up there.
Holy moly. Well, at least you haven't kicked off the refueling, right?
Well, it's... yeah. Okay, now load in your boat and it crashes the game. Like, I'm getting beyond done. Just...
What is happening?
It's become very unstable.
Right, I'm just going to turn that one around. And see what happens. Only use one gearbox at a time. Well, I am doing. I'm going to cut that, and then I'm going to rotate it.
Could you do me a favour and reload the save one more time?
I think it's still just going to put you inside the boat, isn't it?
I'm just going to try something drastic.
Right. So that, instead of turning the propeller faster, it'll turn it slower. I really don't see how that's going to fix anything. If I turn the propeller slower, surely that's going to slow us down, Jack.
Well, one way round gives more speed, one way round gives more torque. And if the reason you're not getting a lot of speed is because it's not enough torque to push the boat through the water, then you might get more speed anyway.
But I think that is only true if your normal 1-to-1 ratio, the engine labors and it can't turn the propeller. And then you need to have more torque to turn the propeller. So if on your 1-to-1 ratio, your engine can't even turn the propeller and get you going, you need more torque. You need a higher starting gear. Sorry, a lower starting gear.
I mean, that makes sense in the real world, but this is Stormworks. So, you know, I mean, like I said, it's up to you, but I would just try anything at this point. I've known Stormworks to do some really wacky stuff, as it's done today. I mean, just look at the fluid mechanics.
Right, so you want me to reload the game, Sommy?
Yes, please.
Flip the ratio, you can't. You have to flip the gearbox. Purpose is to take a load off the engine. No, it's not. The purposes of a gearbox is because as your vehicle goes faster, the engine... The purpose of a gearbox is really twofold. One is to keep the engine at its optimum speed, right? Because every engine has a power curve and an efficiency curve. And what you want the RPS to do is sit in the maximum point of that curve where you're getting like the most power or the most efficiency. Now the problem is, as the vehicle gets quicker and quicker, your wheels are turning faster or your propeller's spinning quicker, whatever it is, it can't turn at the same rate as the engine can turn. So a gearbox is required to gear the difference between the two. That's what the gearbox is for. The power curve never exceeds the engine. What do you mean? As you speed up in a car, your wheels go quicker, right? So the wheels are turning quicker, so the prop shaft is going quicker. Your crankshaft can't keep up with it. That's why you need gear. I've loaded back in, I think.
Yeah, and when you left, or where I was saved before, I was on the dock. This time I was underneath your boat.
Or maybe somebody will spawn in a better place.
Maybe.
Let's hope. Loading in now.
Last gearbox, would it help if you set the gear ratio 1 to the previous gearbox ratio 2? Well,
Nope, not better. Still underneath.
as I said, the ratio 1-to-1 is your starting point, right? That means the engine speed is going to match the propeller speed. If you find that you can't push your vessel, you need more torque. So you need to change the ratios like 2-to-1, but it's then 2 turns of the engine for 1 turn of the propeller. It's like riding a bike. If you look at the cogs on a bike, right, the one around your pedal is massive, and the one around the wheel is small. There's a very good reason for that. It's because you're turning more, and the rear wheel's turning less. And what you do in change gears, you alter those ratios. The number of teeth in that cog versus the number of teeth in that cog. So if you try and get on your bike and start in 5th gear, you're going to struggle, because you're almost like doing a 1-to-5 ratio or something. So anyway, the point is, if we're starting in 1-to-1 and the boat moves forward, we don't need more torque. I don't think we need more torque. I think reversing the gear isn't going to help. We'll go slower, we'll have more pushing force, but we don't need it. You're sitting there explaining what you cannot understand in Stormworks. Huh? Get me go to sleep and make it day.
I'm not near a bed. Hang on.
Just finding a bed.
Is your ratio backwards? Well, it is now. I've reversed one of them.
Yeah, in bed.
Well, I'm sleeping.
Just got to
I'm
bed.
sleeping.
Sleeping now.
There we go. Were you on spy cakes?
Yeah, I am.
Are you actually on the land now, or are you underneath?
Well, I'm trying to connect the fuel line to this boat.
Right, let go. Your storage or fuel or your engine?
In.
Substate what is topping out when the ratio is
Thank
1 to 1, so making the ratio higher overpowers your engine. Yep, that's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. Also, putting a 2-to-1 ratio in reverse will do is make the engine spin quicker, which is more torque by definition. It has more turning
You could
force.
probably turn the hose reel out off now, Paul. Sorry.
Making some power faster the engine will make the load too hard for the engine. Therefore, with all the gearboxes engaged, you're in first gear. When you just disengage each gearbox, propels the engine for each gear. Fastest you can go with a direct gear, meaning no gearbox is engaged. Yep, I agree with you. Basically, on a 1-to-1 ratio, the engine and prop are going the same speed. And if we can do max speed in that gear, if we turn the prop quicker and it doesn't go any quicker, then that's the maximum speed for the vessel, right? Can I get rid of this wetsuit? That would be so nice.
Are you coming with me to the refinery to get rid of your wetsuit, Paul?
You gotta go over and start building a train.
Do you want to... Okay. Actually, hang on. If I come back...
Mr. Byron, thank you very much for 4 months, 13 in total. Zammo had missed 6 years, but here's 6 years and a month. Thanks for all the laughs, loves, and everything else in between. Thank you very much, Zar. That's some big support, my man. Thank you. I'm on board.
If I take a gear, you should then be able to put it in my slot.
Very true. It's a very dashing red outfit you've got on there. How do I get to the train bit then?
So you can spawn back at Spykex and then walk up the hill, but you could stay with me and spawn this boat back once we're there. It's not far.
spawn this boat back where?
Anywhere doesn't matter.
You're trying to get rid of this boat?
Yeah, I don't need this boat. The other boat is the one I need.
Oh, okay. If it's a proper torque meter from a T-pipe by the prop, you can read the prop speed, RPS, at each gear configuration. I don't know if they've got that sensor.
Yeah, we should have.
Is this version 6?
Yeah.
46 knots, not bad, not bad.
Yeah, well, this is the 300 litres a kilometre mode.
Much smaller version.
Yeah.
The big ships are all very well, but they don't go very quick unless you start putting real meaty engines in them.
Well, once you get to a giant propeller, you need one engine per propeller, don't you?
Oh, that's all we have, but there's just so much drag, you know?
Yeah. Right, would you like me to abandon ship and you can drive away a little bit and then click spawn back to workbench, or...
I don't even know where I need to go for the train thing.
So if you go back to Spy Cakes, come out of the building, then sort of walk up the hill, sort of come out right, walk up the hill, you'll find the train hangar building yard thing.
Train hangar building yard thing. That's its technical name.
Well, the thingamajiggy and the whatchamacall that makes the doodly flip. Ouch, that just cost to spawn that in.
What the heck was that? That was like 40, 50 grand or something? Jack?
Can't have been what I spawned in. What I spawned in is tiny. It fits in a small boat dock.
I don't know, but somebody just spawned something that cost a lot of money.
Right, I'm not in the driving seat anymore.
This is like the smallest boat I own. How can this be 50 grand?
Bye. Right, so you can despawn that boat, Paul.
What, the one at that thingy cake?
Yeah, despawn the boat at Spy Cakes. And then, are you at the workbench? Yeah, so you see those look back towards the north in the opposite direction to where the wind turbine is? It's on the hill.
Okay.
So look back to the walls of the workbench. Then on the hill behind the containers, there's like 3 buildings, 2 narrow and 1 wide. That's where you need to go to.
Is it possible to make a hydroplane? Yep.
Keep walking straight.
Yeah, you can make a hydroplane. You just have to have a logic system that controls it so that it keeps it at the right altitude.
Oh, that's not good.
You basically have like a sensor on the bottom of the boat and it detects how far it is from the water, and then you program the PID to say, I want you to be 2 meters or whatever, and then it adjusts the hydrofoil.
Lol.
And then keeps you at 2 meters. Money's going down.
Yeah, it's because I'm fueling.
26,000 litres of diesel. Right, Jack.
Yeah.
Trains.
What about them?
The vehicle you're trying to load is too large. You what, mate?
Oh,
Trains.
It always transferred in your last vehicle, don't worry about
Right, what's the basics here?
that. Right, so...
Wheels, engine.
With trains, the first thing you want to do is to just put a bogey on the bottom of that block.
We have got stuff unlocked.
Yeah. Grab a wheel bogey. Don't worry about making a platform or anything yet. Grab a wheel bogey and put it in the middle at the bottom.
We haven't got bogey.
No, well, it'd probably be wheel or train wheel or something it's called.
Train wheel assembly?
Yeah, that. Just put that at the bottom of that little block. Facing forwards, preferably.
Yeah, well, this is being a bit weird.
It does have a direction of travel.
Direction of travel, I think, is... Yeah, positive
And when you
forward.
place that, use the vehicle movement tool and move that down, as far down as it will go.
Done.
Because you have such a limited build space, you now know that that is the very bottom of your build space.
Yeah.
Also, move it forwards. You can have one train assembly wheel at the front and one at the back. It doesn't have to be right at the front and back. It can be inboard a little bit, but close to the front and back.
So you can't build massive choo-choos?
No, not unless you edit the build size.
Can you
build
connect
area.
carriages, like, afterwards?
Yeah. The carriage connectors should be 4 blocks off the ground. That's the standard.
Well, how do you know exactly where the ground is?
That's the lowest point you can build on. If you was to run a load of blocks down to the bottom, you would see the height you're at. So there, that line there, 4 blocks up from that, you need to put a connector.
So that's where your connector would go.
Right, so I want to say this is take 2, but I feel like this is like take 6.
Wait, the second bogey wants direction of travel opposite. What, so you can come back? I take it there's no way of coming back, so you have to reverse direction, yeah?
You can... Are you going diesel or diesel electric?
I think we should go hybrid.
Because with diesel electric, as you know from your bow thruster experience, electric engines can go both forwards and backwards.
Yeah.
So you don't have... Both train wheels should be facing plus forwards.
Yeah. Do you drive them both from one electric engine?
Yeah, drive one set, drive both sets. It's entirely up to you. I would suggest both sets though. And then you use the large diesel engine to then refill the generator.
Okay.
All right, I'll be right back.
Okay. Pipe crossing closed. Or a T-pipe. In case we want to send any power back later. Can you make a Flintstones powertrain? What does that mean? Just about clears the wheels. So we want a train to go to the Arctic, right? That's the main requirement here.
Yeah. I mean, the style of train is entirely up to you. You could make something like a Class 40, or you could make a modern diesel-electric passenger train, or you could make like an American-style locomotive for hauling freight, or something completely new and different.
Well, it depends what we need it to do. Like, let's say we're going to need fueling, aren't we, on the route? If it's 100 k's away,
Yeah, you're going to want to take a tanker car.
we want speed, and we want fuel capacity, and we need somewhere to sit, somewhere to keep us warm. Is that right?
Yes.
Any more requirements?
I would say a fuel connector at the back, so that when you haul a tanker car, you can keep connected to it and use its fuel while you're moving.
So we want a fuel connection as well.
Yeah, and on the how you couple the cars together, if you use an electric connector, you can send electricity between carriages.
So I'm building one loco, one car here, do you think?
It might be worth building a car. If not, I do have like a tanker trailer. You can just fill it up with diesel and then use that as like a Bowser for the journey.
We could just have one monster loco for now, couldn't we?
Yeah. Yeah, I think just getting there is the priority for now, because there's a few different missions in the Arctic that involve rail. One of them is like moving bits off the line and stuff, rescue. For one of them, you need a crane train, really. So we don't need to worry about all that yet.
Like that. Lower the floor between carriages.
Oh,
What?
I just went speeding right past the island.
What do you mean lower floor between carriages? I'm not sure what you mean. If you want to drive this thing the other way, you kind of need a driver's seat at either end, don't you? That could be interesting. Do you normally put a driver's seat at both ends?
No, I normally just, if I have to reverse, I just use the external cam for the reverse.
Right.
I mean, it depends. Are you making a double-ended train? The design is very much up to you.
A cab in the
If you
middle.
want
Are
to
you
have a
supposed to look
double-ended
at the
train,
window?
then you can.
Listen, you like class 66. Like, dude, I'm just going to be building something that moves. I want to get to the Arctic this evening. I'm not going to be designing some British rail diesel electric here. The first train took you 5 hours. Yeah, you see, that's not going to happen. Isn't it too long? Isn't it too long for what? Why is it too long? Are you going to sail on the Titanic 2 when it's done in 2022? What, they've actually made a Titanic 2? How are the curves on the tracks? Well, they're kind of assuming that these things can twist. Is it too long? Can you make something too long in this game?
No.
There's your answer.
I mean, you haven't even gone to the full dimensions of the build space.
Exactly.
Isn't it, I'm back by the way, isn't it the case of you can only have 2 points of pivot, so it can be literally next to each other or at the far end? You can't put like 3 of those things along, isn't it?
Yeah, basically. The bogies have a pivot point on them, so they will turn around the curves.
That's what I figured.
Yeah. So having one at either end, you can even have 2 at either end if you space them out far enough. But 1 at either end seems to be the best.
Let's stick to basics, shall we?
Exactly. If you start overthinking this, we'll never get to the Arctic.
Yeah.
Right, so really it's a case of where do we want to put the engine? I think probably... If you run all the systems control on the floor, though.
How's that fuel run coming, sorry?
I am 1k away from base.
Cool.
Is the exit space narrower than the build space?
No, the exit space is the same size as the build space, which is why the build space is limited.
Okay, so if I build to the maximum build width, I'll be fine.
Yes.
Okay, so 3 blocks to walk along. That's what I'm
It's
thinking.
1916, and Jack just said it'll be fine.
I mean, I'm not responsible for any problems or breaks that come from the actual construction of the train.
God, hear that backpedal, Paul.
There comes the
Christ.
caveats.
I just said the length was fine.
Yeah, but he specifically asked you about the width.
Oh, the width. Okay, the length and width is fine. If it breaks mechanically, that's not on me.
Right, motors. What kind of motor do we need?
Go big or go home.
If I've got
Yeah.
two bogey things going on.
I tend to do 2 large electric motors and 2 large electric generators hooked up to 2 large diesel engines. Just for sufficient power, but that is kind of overkill, so you can go a lot smaller than that.
Just saying, large electrics are 12 grand each, and I think the last time we looked, we had an 89 after somebody bought some stuff. This is going to be very expensive at this rate. Mediums are 2 grand.
I mean, we've had a bit of divergence with money here and there, so if you have to put a bit more money in the bank, that shouldn't be too bad.
1 medium electric
At this
motor
point, I
will
just wanna
fully
get there.
power 4 but
I'll call up
really?
the bank manager and put it on the mortgage, Paul. I'll pay for it, don't worry.
Oh, somebody in chat saying that 1 medium will power 4 bogies.
Yeah, I've never built a train.
I can't comment on that because I haven't tested one running that many. If you want a bit of trial and error, that's fine, go for it. What are we doing? We're fueling. That's what I'm doing.
That's hopefully what we were doing. You know, like we were doing 2 hours and 50 minutes ago.
At least the train is underway now.
Just watch your
See if I can
snow
get
and
this
decided to
thing to
tune in.
land.
Welcome, Jessup. Okay, let's try that for the powertrain.
It's slowly coming. And it's about to drop. There we go.
Cap the motor throttle at 50 or...
Awesome, connected.
Well, we can't change that.
Let's go and turn the
We
hose
can't
off.
change this thing, can we?
What's the fill level up there?
It was 7,000 just over.
Right, we want a generator
Okay,
to
I've
power
put
this
more than
thing.
enough then.
Do you
Flow
think a
rate's
medium
1200
generator
currently.
is going to be enough? Or do you
And
think we'll
hopefully
need
the sun stays out, we'll be fine.
2 mediums maybe? Because if 1 medium generator is going to power the motor,
Well, I've got it sort of.
we need everything
just
else
past the
to power
sun.
the system. Or we can build a large generator, but they're 12 grand each. With your controller, put a clamp on it.
Let's
Okay,
get a
let's
bit
do that
tight.
when we get to it. Any generator will be enough.
Awesome.
Really? It's the efficiency. We have a medium gen in stock. I'll make it so that we can like modify this thing later if we need to. I'll leave some space here. Like if you wanted to split that in 2, we've got the space to do it.
So since we're unloading fuel, I'll be right back.
Okay.
I presume we're going to need clutch and gearbox into this thing. Presume just 1 gearbox will work. So what do we think? A large engine? Got 1 in stock? A smaller generator needs more gearboxes. Well, we've got a medium gen. A reverser. We don't need a reverser because it's only powering a generator. You don't need to reverse a generator. You wouldn't use a gearbox on that. Why not? Holy moly, that's massive. That is actually massive. Oh, you wouldn't use a clutch on it? That's interesting. Why not?
I'm back.
You'd go for 2 engines as you need fuel wagon. Welcome back.
Thank you very much. So, train built yet?
Yeah.
Good. Ready for a test drive then?
Yeah.
The front end of that looks like an old.
That's much stronger off the clutch
An
drops a
old
ton of
Chevy or
efficiency if
something.
it's not fully engaged. Good afternoon, sir. Well, we'll try it, I guess. We'll see how it performs. What else would have actually put that in the middle? Wait, that's the wrong way around, isn't it? We want the gearbox to go the other way around, I think. We want more speed. We want that. I don't know what gear rations we're going to need. 1-to-1, 2-to-1, who knows? Now we can run the fuel line can come underneath. Coolant in, coolant out. So we need the rads. How high can we build this thing? Gone. Pit train 1. There we go. Six to 1, the engine's only running generator. I honestly have no clue, but 6 to 1 means 6 turns of the engine for 1 turn of the generator. Are you sure that's what you want, Sanjay? Okay, so we've got plenty of height. So we got here, we've got coolant in, we've got fuel coming in that way, exhaust that way. We can chuck most of it out the roof. What kind of radiators do we need? Fluid heat radiator. Radiator coolant for fluid. How many rads do you think? How many rads do you think we'll need for this large engine, Jack?
On my locomotive style train, I just have like a row of them along the top left and right.
Oh,
Like 10
overkill it.
of them on both sides.
Really?
Yeah, just to make sure it doesn't overheat. I mean, if you fit it into the design, it can look alright.
I'm thinking if you go into the Arctic, you won't really have a problem cooling.
don't know that it works that way.
I would have hoped that it takes outside temperature into account, but who knows?
There is like a pitot valve you can get that measures outside air temperature. I don't know if we have it unlocked yet. I'll take a look actually, because it might be cool to see what the temperature is up in the Arctic.
Right, that's the basic engine cowling. How many blocks wide do you think for a person? Is it 3?
A person is 3 blocks, yeah. They can squeeze down a 2, but 3 is the normal.
It's going to be so easy to fall off. I'm sure nobody will fall off, right? Right, how big was
Did we
that
unlock
red?
railings?
Yes, we did.
Even if I had them unlocked, I couldn't put them on though. There's not enough build room.
Yeah, some stuff, like where you've got like the full width of the train, if you wanted to put a ladder on the outside of the train, you wouldn't be able to because it has a bounding box around it. But if you then took the train into a normal large work bay, added the ladder, and then took it back to the train work bay, it would work.
Lol.
Yeah, sometimes you have to work around the dippiness of the game.
Okay, I can't actually see where the pipe intakes are. There we go.
That's 15,000. And we're at 700 litres per minute.
Oh, they're only 2. Oh,
Going into night time as well.
they're not as wide as I thought. Salon Wolf, thank you for 13 months. Everest, another day with Paul gluing together some cubes. Now, which is the in and which is the out? Fluid B, fluid A. Okay, so we've got to chuck all of it into A and take it out of B, or just be consistent with how we do it. I'm wondering if that's the best orientation now. Thinking, actually, that's not the best orientation.
If you went up one side and down the other, it'd be fine, wouldn't it?
No, well, yes and no. You could orient them better, I think.
That'll be fine.
Well, I'd just link them together, and then the 2 ones at the front would just drop straight into the engine and coolant in and out.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
And put the back one, a link between the back one, a link between each one, and then the front ones attached to the front of the engine.
Yeah, but they're all coming in the same row, aren't they? Like if I want to build towards the engine, I can't. There's 2 different pipes. That's what I'm saying. If you rotate the fan the radiator 90 degrees, you could go linearly down the length of the train with a pipe.
Well, yeah, but like somebody said, you can just come off the front of the engine, go up, go down one side and back along the other, and then you've got your 2 connection ports to the...
Because it's not specific as to whether it needs to go in A or out of B, does it? It's just...
No, it's not. The radiators are in any port, out any port. It doesn't matter.
Oh, are they really? Oh, I
Yeah,
assumed everything had to go into A and out of B.
No.
Right, okay. In that case, yeah, you can just collect them in series.
If that's the case, I've been doing it wrong all these years.
Games are complicated. It's actually not really. Once you start breaking it down. Alright, so if I turn... Actually, we'll just leave that on for a second and put normal piping in. What we're going to do is just link up these first. So we're going to come in one and then go out the other. Like that.
See, this is where symmetry mode is a godsend, right?
Yeah. I don't know if we have a pipe piece for this. No, we don't really. Yeah, but we kind of need to come across here as well. So what, you want to go that way and you want to go that way at the same time? But we don't have a piece that can do that.
No, you don't. You're not connecting both sides together. You want to connect one side of the radiator to the next radiator.
Why don't we want to connect the rads together in a big loop?
So you do, but you want to connect one side to the other in series rather than connecting both ports of the same one together. So that current piece, you need to turn 90 degrees anti-clockwise, so it goes to the radiator on the opposite side. Then the port below that, you want to put it in the same orientation that you've got it now.
So the one you're on, have it facing you. The one behind it, have it facing away.
Yeah, unless that's the end radiator, in which case you need to connect them together.
Is this the end radiator? And I need to connect them together. This is what I'm saying. Oh my god. It is the end radiator. The intake's down here, look. This is what I'm saying. I need to link those two together so it goes out the engine, down one row of rads, across to the other rad, and comes back again. That's the whole point.
Yeah, so
all the backseat drivers are all getting it wrong. I'll say it again. I don't have the right piece for this.
Yeah, you do.
I don't.
You're holding it.
Put that piece there.
No.
In the orientation that you're holding it.
Because it... okay.
Then a straight piece between the two.
Oh, look, he did it.
Yay. It's getting late.
The same thing all the way down.
My brain's not working. I got one bit right.
Yeah, now just copy it yourself. It's fine.
Okay. Do you want the mouse and keyboard, Jack?
Yeah, I would actually, because sometimes it's painful.
Of course it's painful. Because you can't explain things in 3D and 2D via audio. It's very difficult.
Oh, no.
Anyway, let's work this out. So which one's the hot pipe? Because that needs removing. Coolant in, coolant out. So coolant out is the hot pipe. Turn symmetry off for a second. Or we'll just paint it. We'll paint it in a second. So the coolant out is the hot one, and that's on the right. Like that. Spin it in. Paint mode. Symmetry off.
Oh, look, it fits. He's done it, Jack. He's done it.
Woohoo!
And then coolant coming back. Just makes life easier later.
Woohoo!
Yeah, bye-bye, you know. I don't think you're ready for this stream, are you, mate? Right, what have we got? Fuel coming in, that's going to go out the ground way. Air intake. Air intake needs to come up through a nozzle, so we'll do it that way. And we'll cut a piece out of there.
That's 20,000
20,000 what?
liters.
Puppies.
20,000 puppies? That's a lot of dog food.
Bagels per armchair.
Yay! Right, we want to have an intake here, so we need a fluid port, I think it's called. Like that. Actually, let's do it in a lighter colour. Okay, air intake's done. These are probably exhaust, right, so we need to exhaust this. Let's see. You kind of want your exhaust away from the air intake, really. Can we drive it yet? Not quite. Well, I'm a 90-degree turn in this. Exhaust is going to look like that. Fluid exhaust. Color it black. Why will that build?
Because you're out of your limit of your build zone at the top.
Okay, well, we can't do what we want to do. I can do that then. Right, there's the exhaust port there. We need to get that split. Is it a rescue mission with tech Lego? Tech Lego is yeah, but you can, unlike Lego, you can actually build control systems and stuff. That's a little bit more fun. There you go. So you got the coolant sorted, the air intake, the exhaust, just the fuel now. Which is gonna be stored back here. So that's the engine room.
Thinking a custom fuel tank, Paul.
Yep.
You need one.
Okay. Need one.
Yeah. I think it would be better for that kind of layout. Just make the whole back half of the train a fuel tank.
Well, we can have it as, you know, I don't know what size we're going to need, but we can store quite a bit of fuel back here, I think.
Yeah, I guess it depends on the efficiency of the engine, because you only really need to be engaging the diesel engine to recharge the electric engine.
We need batteries, yeah, and put batteries in.
Oh yeah. Probably going to want the large batteries.
Could you like attach them underneath the platform?
No. And they're going to be too much.
What, really, between the bogies are the large ones too much?
I think so, yeah.
They are pretty huge.
They are massive. They also cost 10 grand each.
Yeah.
The
You're
mediums we have
probably
8 of, and they would fit underneath. But I just don't know if they're going to have enough juice.
I haven't got a clue.
Well, let's find out for science. What's the worst that can
Probably
happen?
would have gone with. Actually, what was the I said earlier about the ratio?
What
The medium batteries are 3,200 each. The large battery is 64,000 each.
Right, 3,200 versus 64,000.
Yeah.
That's a big difference.
Well, the big difference in size too. So if you can cough up the dough, one large might be good.
Well, aren't the batteries just a conduit anyway between the generation of electricity and the consumption of it?
They are.
So, is it quick maths that you need 20 medium batteries to have the same power as one large?
Yes.
I think we're just going to have to use mediums because, like, money and stuff.
Yeah.
Giant fuel. We're going to need money to buy fuel as well. I don't know how big a fuel tank we need. Let's go with that for now. I mean, that's quite a huge block for fuel, I reckon.
Yeah, that's got to be enough. Especially as you're only going to be running the engine a very small amount just to keep those batteries topped up.
Hopefully.
Yeah, if you're having to run it at full pelt, then it's going to be worrying. We're down to 400 litres per minute on this fueling.
So, would it be advantageously outrageous to suggest that once we're finished fueling here, if we go and fill completely up with jet fuel and then go and set it up selling and just leave it?
Might be a good idea, yeah.
Hang on, have we actually got enough money to buy a full tank of jet fuel?
What's jet fuel on the buy? It's $4 a litre, isn't it?
Yeah, so to buy a full tank full, we need 180,000.
We've got 80.
I'm surprised we've got that much.
Well, there's 90 on my screen.
Oh yeah, 90. I was looking at pools where it says 82.
Mm.
But I guess that's just the price of what he's building taken off.
What, when we spawn it in?
What?
What, it's going to cost 80 when we spawn it in?
No. When you spawn it in, you'll have 82 left.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the amount at the bottom.
Right, fuel intake.
Man, this took forever.
What did?
Filling this diesel tank. It's just about to hit 25,000.
Yeah, so 1,000 to go, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it still doing 500 a minute?
It's down to 400 now. Well, flicking between 4 and 5.
No.
We must have really drained the electric on it.
Building a shrine, yeah. I'm spending all the money. Well, you know, trains are expensive, aren't they? Okay, batteries, fuel, engine, generator, gearbox, which we have no idea if it's set correctly. What did it set that to anyway? And then the motor, which is driving the bogies. And then a massive fuel tank, which has fluid port in it. And we probably want to have a sensor in here so we know how much fuel is in there. Fluid spawner, fluid meter. If I estimate how much fluid is within an enclosed volume, that sounds about right. That way we can measure how much fuel is in that area. Trains as expensive as planes. What, in the game?
About to hit 26. And 26.
Oh, I had symmetry turned off. So annoying.
Yes, 26,100, isn't it?
Something like that. 26,109.
Okay, that's
Awesome.
now an enclosed space. We need somewhere to actually put fuel into it. Do you need a pump on that? No, it should just draw the fuel straight in, I think. You don't need to pump the fuel into the engine. I think it
Before
just
you drive off
sucks it
anyway,
in.
let's get Paul to save it. Once I've reeled this back in.
Let's see. So we probably want to put a fluid connector on either side, don't we? This is ground level. You probably want it quite low down then, I'd guess. Fluid connector nozzle, do you want to put it low down or high up?
Yes, slow down. They're a pain to get in places. Maybe even, yeah, run it under.
I was going to say, if I run it underneath to the piping, will it just squirt it into the storage area? Like, does it have to... The fluid connection port that I'm using to take fuel to the engine, can I just plumb it into the pipe and it'll still go in?
Yeah.
Because that seems like an awfully convenient thing to do.
Yeah, it'll go both ways.
Let's do that then.
Yeah, it's
Paul, can you save it, please?
Yeah. You guys might want to stand on dry land when he saves it, just in case.
Yeah, hang on.
Come on, game.
Okay, we're all ready for a save.
Please, Paul.
Okay, one sec. I knew there was something going on. Fluid, small connector, fluid connector, fluid port is what I want.
No, you want a fluid connector. Stream delay for the win.
Don't forget a button to detach.
Oh, he's so demanding.
Hey, if you forget it, you only have yourself to blame.
You want a push or a toggle?
Push.
There we go. Just put the button right above it. Right, save it.
Sounds
Exit.
cool.
So you want me to save the game, correct?
Yes, please.
Happy anniversary,
Saved.
Natter.
Awesome.
Right.
Didn't want to have to refill that tank again.
Right, we can seal up the engine bay now.
Where are we going, boys?
Well, if we head and get some jet fuel,
Okay.
we've got 4,000 litres on board. If I drive economically, we shouldn't need any more fuel for this.
The sell point for jet fuel is a bit of a pain.
Well, let's just, yeah, I know, but it's that's what I'm saying. Just hook it up and leave it.
Yeah, but can you hook it up?
Yeah, you can.
Have we unlocked large winches yet?
Yeah, huge winches, yeah.
Oh, that'd be quite handy. You could refill the TT outpost with those.
Yeah, engine's
Well,
done.
I think a large winch would do that anyway, wouldn't it, if you put a back-to-back connector on it?
Oh yeah, that's true.
I would have edited this one, but yeah.
It's like a barge, not a train. Really like inspection doors and things in it, but that'll have to come later. Right, for now, we've got the fuel. I think we've got the basics. We just need to have a cabin, heater, doors, that kind of thing. Somewhere to sit.
Actually, I don't need to drive economically to the oil refinery, do I?
No.
Build this out a little bit more. Up front, what is it? You sit on like a normal pilot seat?
Yeah. You can use a helm or a pilot seat or a driver's seat, whatever you want. It's not like there's any steering involved.
That's true.
You could even not have any button at all if you didn't want a seat procedure. Just have like a passenger seat and some buttons.
I said that, Baz, but Jack said he normally just puts in reverse and uses an external camera to go backwards, so I'm just going to leave it for now. Leave it as an option. Who subbed? 8 Spirit, thank you for subbing. Welcome to the House 8. Does it have buffers? I don't think so.
Aye, 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 aye.
I'm not going to worry about the design too much. Moorcroft, I love sitting down in the evening, eating some Ben & Jerry's chocolate fudge brownie ice cream and watching El Squirrel. That's a nice Sunday. Right, seat. Let's get a pilot seat in there. Compact pilot seat lets you translate keyboard signals. Provides 4 number outputs to produce a range of -1 to 1 and 6 on-off inputs. As opposed to that. It's just the same thing, but... kind of don't need to have the stick though, really, do we?
Apparently we're going backwards.
No, we're not.
We can have a steering
According
wheel.
to the speed display, we're doing -11 knots.
We're doing positive 44 on my screen.
That's so broken.
I'm so not having that. Right, let's do a compact one.
Yeah, I can see that we're moving through the water really super fast.
Have you froze? If you
No.
get up, can you actually move around?
Yeah, you move around fine.
Oh, okay.
We're doing -27 knots now.
Is it sun up for you?
It's just coming up to the line between night and day.
As in going in today?
Yeah.
Okay.
Trying to think when you sat here.
I think it's just some desync.
Oh my god, are you supposed to get in there?
Because the RPS for me keeps jumping between 3 and 18.
So if I had that as the maximum, that's what it'd look
It's
like.
19 constant.
So I'm just hearing
That's
the
fine.
engine go like, roo, roo.
Looks like
I
it
mean,
could
it
get a bit
changes for me, but
complicated.
not that erratically.
Yeah. As long as it's fine for you as the driver.
Lol.
Right, window.
We're not even making any wake because my side thinks we're not moving.
I wouldn't say we're making much of a wake on my screen, so
And the smoke coming out of the exhaust is spearing off to the right.
thread the needle.
Jeez, doing minus 86 knots.
Can you put the seat on a rotor so you can turn around if you're going backwards? Hey, what? How would you see where you're going? Looks like a driver's perspective, doesn't it? I would suggest. Trying to keep that as like a doorway here if I can.
I'll be back in a sec.
We need to seal the
Okay.
place up, that's the problem. Dock door large, is that going to be too much? Yes. I'll have to go outside. I'll have to go out this way then. They're massive, oh my god. Dock door small. Hinge door can open and close using an on signal. It's more like a hatch, isn't it? Maybe do that. You can add a backward looking camera on the screen. That's a good idea, Captain Flint. You can definitely do that. Right, so my assumption is that you're not going to be using this bit. This is literally the edge of the train. Like that. So you're going to precariously walk along here and go in that way. Now the person is 7 blocks high, which is what the height of that is, so all that's headroom. Do you have enough width to close the walls and walk on the sides, or would you be able to? I could close the walls in on the engine bay slightly. And, you know, we can bring it in a block without it affecting too much, and then possibly put a rail on here to make it safe. Well, I can't put any more out here because this is now outside the build zone. You see this bounding box, right? I can only build something that wide. So I can't put anything else on the outside. So anything has to then go here. If we want a railing, it has to be here. And 2 blocks is like not really enough to walk on. So the only way to solve that is to go in another one, which I could do by effectively moving that wall in. Then, you know, we also narrow down the fuel tank quite a bit. So I don't know if we need to yet. Mr. Refrick, don't forget to add couplers on the front and
Yes,
back
Whiteland.
before you max your train size. I don't know what height did Jack say put the couplers? Was it like 4 from the ground or something?
4 was standard, I believe, was Jack's quote.
So there.
Yeah, the diesel needs to go on the back one, Whiteland. So take it back up and then swing it further round.
Can't remember what kind of connectors he said.
Is it large? I'm not sure. He's not here.
Presume it's a large, but I don't know. I'll leave that for now.
Right, I'm back.
Welcome back.
I got out of my seat and I was thrown against the side of the dock.
Lol.
Every time I get on the boat, I get thrown around.
Rail, let's see.
Yeah, winch that line up a little bit, Whiteland. Yeah, that'll do. Bring the diesel one round if you can.
Railing segment corner, railing segment curve, railing segment end. And let's put an end there. Let's put an end down here for now. Railing segment extension diagonal incline. Oh my god.
So 8 kilometers away.
Middle? Diagonal? Nope.
3/8 of 21? No. 24.
There it is. Took a while to find. The problem with this is like, how do you actually get in? How do I make this thing protect you, but so when you walk out the door, you don't immediately fall? I don't know how you can do that.
You know there are railing bar segments.
I've never used railing, so I have no clue.
Okay, yeah, you don't have to have uprights all the way along. There's bar segments that you can put between uprights.
Oh, okay.
Just if you wanted to go
They
with
look
that
like
look.
just 3 lines, don't they?
Yeah.
So what do you have to do?
So like have an upright every, say, 8 blocks. And then between them put the railing segments, I think it is. And if you get that perfect, then I will cry because it's always a pain.
It's perfect, Jack.
Oh my god. No way.
Expert combat ninja.
Like messing around I have to do to get those.
Oh. Expert combat ninja, thank you very much for subbing. Welcome to the house. Well, if you know you need 8 blocks, when you was dragging the floor out, you can look at how many the count is. Anyway, what's the middle thing I need?
Okay, take the fuel line up, Whiteland.
It's the 3 lines called railing segment extension, I think. Not diagonal.
Thank you.
It's just railing segment extension.
Wow, the diagram's literally a curve as well, just to really throw you.
Yeah. The straight ones look diagonal on the part list, and the diagonal ones look straight on the part list.
I swear they got that the wrong way around.
You can just drag it all the way along.
That looks a lot better.
Yeah.
Looks pretty awesome.
And then to get up, You can either use grab handles, which are a bit derpier multiplayer, or use a ladder. But remember what I said about ladders not placing right in this editor.
Ladders don't place right, as in you can't put them down.
Yeah, because they've got that weird bounding box around the rungs of the ladder. So if you take it into the normal, one of the normal editors, put a ladder in there, and then bring it back to the train editor, don't spawn it at all.
Yes, if you run down the hill and go in the other editor.
Yeah.
So back down at the workbench at Spy Cakes.
That seems so ridiculous.
Yeah, it is, because it's like they take bounding boxes into account for the actual build size as well, which is annoying because the bounding box doesn't connect to the build.
And you're sure it'll still fit through the door?
Yeah, the bounding box is literally just a box. It doesn't actually... It doesn't interact with anything except the player on the ladder.
Okay, Paul, so what we're going to do is dump a jet fuel run on. What balance of money would you like to be left with?
Enough to buy this train, which I have no clue how much.
Make the ladder 2 as well.
2?
At least 2. You have to have more than one for the ladder to work properly.
I've got loads there.
Yeah, that'll do. That'll be fine. Just maybe go up 1 or 2, just in case of like bumps in the tracks and stuff. I wouldn't want you to ground out.
Right, do all them pippies here.
And that should be fine to go back to the editor now.
Alright, guys, alright. Come on. Come on, darling. Come on, pal. There we go. Your turn in a second, Pip. What happened? You keep squirming around and he fell off. That's what happened. You could actually just get some out. Come on, pal. There you go. Alright. Saying good evening to you, Mrs. Squirrel. Saying good evening to you.
Oh, hello everybody.
There you go. She loves you, really. He bites. These are called Tasty Minis.
Cheese bites.
There used to be cheesy bites, yeah. They're probably taking the cheese out.
Jack, are you here?
Yeah.
Right.
Can you turn the mag all on the...
You're very, very
Anchor.
scruffy looking, Doyle. It's only about 2 weeks till he has a haircut.
Thank you.
He really does look ridiculous. He looks like a hippie.
Oh,
pal.
we're still taking on fuel. I know we've stopped. It was going really slow.
Pippa, come on. Come on, Pip. Here. Come on, Pip.
So we're only taking 5,000 litres of fuel.
There we go.
Well, I work out that it's
How much?
8 to the
There we go.
destination. At full chat, we should only need 2,400.
She's a lot fluffier and whiter.
Storage tank's got a ways to go.
Yeah, well, we're on a money restriction there, aren't we?
Aye, 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 aye.
T-Storm, hello, Mr. Squirrel and the Pups. You need to add a
just
sound
take it all
effect
on
for
one
the
time.
dogs. Yeah. Woof.
If he has to go and see the bank manager to spawn
A bit
his train,
slow
I
eating
don't
there
know the
today,
new
Pip.
best
What's
place.
going on? Taking your time like a knife and fork.
Although the question is, can we start unloading the fuel quicker than he can build a train?
Mrs. Squirrel, are you going to become the new Mr. Kipling? I don't get that either. I would have thought Mrs. Kipling at least.
Fix. Wow.
Thank you for the 1,000 bits, T-Storm.
Although
Is she starting to feel heavy yet, Paul?
If Sammy thinks I can press my push to talk while holding a dog, he's got the...
Your toe. Don't pedal that. Oh, yeah.
Hi, Mrs. Squirrel.
He says, hi, Mrs. Squirrel. You've had some barking on your stream panel, I seem to remember. I think Doll thinks she's getting more, but it's actually she's just eating a lot slower. Doll just demolishes them. She's like, I'm a lady. There you go, that's your lot. That's your lot. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thanks for popping in.